Hi everyone. This video was attempted to be filmed yesterday, but I was thinking of a hairstyle for this video while running my fingers through my hair like this, and I accidentally put my nail in my eye and injured it. I got a tiny red dot on the left of my pupil, but today it's better and my hairstyle is still bad. But let's make paper. I've been collecting a lot of things since a long time just to be able to reuse them to make paper. So just scraps of paper, egg carton, corrugated paper, yeah, all these kind of things. Making paper has been on my list since a long time, and day before yesterday I tried once to make paper and it came out pretty well. So the first step that I read you need to make paper is something like a mold. So any kind of net, I'm going to use this. So it's preferable if you have a metal net or a plastic net as opposed to a cloth net. And what I've seen a lot of people do is they get these frames. I already had one lying at home. They just use a piece of net, put it on the frame on one of the sides and use this as their mold to get square papers. You want your net to be stretched out properly so that your paper does not have any folds and creases on it. But I tried to do this yesterday and I'll cue in the footage now. And I have this old net fabric which I'm hoping will work. Now that I've stretched it out, I think I'm going to put nails. I think I'm just going to spend hours trying to search for the right nail. Oh, okay, look what I found. I guess this height is absolutely fine. One more. But I couldn't find the nails to hold the net in place. So I decided to stick to my previous method. This is going to make round papers. Alright, once you have your mold ready, you just want to tear the paper into pieces like this. So the paper that I made using this came out to be very fine in texture, and I think I can write on the back side of the paper. You're my starlight, come on dance with me. You love me tonight. Alright, once you're done with that, you just want to soak it in hot water for about an hour, or some places they even say that you need to soak overnight. If you are going to use thicker paper, then to break down the fibers, you will have to soak it for a longer period of time. So just plan that. Don't soak it in boiling water, soak it in just hot water. Mine has actually been soaking overnight. This one is just for demonstration purpose. So What you want to do with your soap paper now is to break down the fibers even more to make it into a smooth paste, almost like a smoothie or a soup. I'm going to use the blender for that. Don't pour hot water in your mixie, in your blender, mixie, whatever. So that happened. Forgot to put this. Just too much of that pulp. The more you blend it, smoother will be the texture of your final paper.
Be careful, Nita. I'm scared.
So once you have that, you want to put all of this blended paper into some big container full of water. So messy business. That's why I'm sitting on the floor. Now I am just going to take some of my dried flower collection. I actually wanted to film this video outside in the garden or somewhere, but it's too risky because of the virus. That's not going to work. There's still too much of paper in there. I need to add more water. These fails only happen when you're doing it in front of the camera. I think you need to kind of move it around a little bit once your mold is inside, just so that all the like this paper pulp evenly settles down on your mold. Then you want to put it like this, stretched out completely, then flip it on itself, and then you want to kind of tap around the sides. Paper releases from the net. Oh my god, did you see that? That's beautiful. Now this is the time to add more of your flowers and other decor on this side of the paper. And in this manner, just squeeze out more of the water from here. And the crow has come again.
Hello, beautiful. What's the matter with you? Yeah, what's the matter with you?
These days, whenever he comes, his beak is always open.
Would you like to make paper with me?
I think it's because of summers that they're very thirsty. The mouth is always kind of dry.
Are you thirsty? Are you hungry? Yeah. So you wouldn't let me film ever?
All my papers are now dry. Just a couple of hours after making it, and they were all absolutely dry, ready to be peeled off. And here comes the fun part, peeling them off. They look like paper to me. The first day when I tried, day before yesterday, I literally could not stop laughing after peeling them off. But look how satisfying this process is. This is fantastic. So the front side is kind of rough, which is a nice handmade texture, absolutely similar to the ones that you get in the market. And the back side is kind of smooth. This probably has to do with the fact that this side was pressed against the cloth, which doesn't have as much texture as the screen that we used. And one thing I wanted to tell you before I show you all of my finished papers, that when you try to make the paper, sometimes it's not going to release from the screen smoothly, and it will not come out as one whole piece of paper. What will happen is it will tear off from here and there. So to avoid that, one thing that I have learned is that after you dip your screen into the paper pulp and water mixture on the screen, Then you want to take the piece of cloth, put it on this net very carefully so that you don't get any creases. You have to do it in like one slow motion. After the cloth sticks on the paper, then you want to flip it over on the floor or whatever flat surface you're working on. And once you have it on the floor like that, then when you peel it off, it will come out smoothly. But if you take the screen out of your smoothie and directly flip it on the cloth, that is when you will not be able to release the paper from the screen. So I'll show you one example of that one. Here it is. And even this one. This problem usually happens if you haven't used cornstarch, I guess, for your mixture. I didn't want to put anything, I just wanted to work with basic paper and water. I avoided cornstarch because I wasn't sure how the texture will come out and whether I'll be able to use all kinds of pens and markers and paints on it. So I wanted to stay away from that. But if you use cornstarch, then it helps in binding the paper together. The time to use it is when you blend your paper. So that time mix a little bit of cornstarch in it. Then your paper, I think, is going to hold together very well and come out smoothly. So if you want to give that a try, go ahead. I thoroughly enjoy and I'm going to make more of them, and my occasional visitor, my street cum pet cat, seemed to love the papers. She entered the house when I was getting these papers off the line and sat right on these papers.
Couldn't find any other spot in the house.
I mean, the whole floor is empty in front of me, but she had to leave everything and come and sit right on these papers.
Yeah? You're sitting on the papers. No, don't do that. Stop it. How will I sanitize the papers? What if you are bringing the virus back home? And you're going to make your baby sit on this? Go, I have to film. Please, sit somewhere else. Why are you sitting on my best paper? I've been waiting for this to dry. No! Don't spill your germs on the papers. No, sweetie.
She seemed to love the papers, and if you also like them, then let me know. So that's it for this video. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Go from here. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, no, you're not supposed to drink that. No. Oh, she kept her butt there. Oh, no. Where are you going? Yeah? Oh, baby. Stop crying. I don't understand your language. Or come make paper with me.